there's a full-on panic about this performance.
I mean, the panic that I am hearing from Democrats is not like anything that I have heard.
Universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic.
I mean, the discussion beforehand is, were they going to drug him up? I think they gave him a lobotomy instead.
Not what we needed from Joe Biden, and it's personally painful for a lot of people. It's not just panic, it's pain.
I want everyone to see what happened immediately. I mean, immediately after it was over.
They started
and admittedly, even I was shocked by this. The whole team was shocked by this. I was expecting spin to happen. I was expecting them to come out and be like, he had a cold, which some have, but that wasn't the prevailing thing.
No.
We're just going to go through some of this stuff here, guys. Let's listen to the reactions of not right-leaning people here. I mean, that's freaking Chris Wallace sitting right there.
All right. Reed and all of
yeah, and so let's play it and let's start going through some of these reactions here.
He goes through 6 days of preparation at Camp David.
More than that.
And they know the rules.
It was more than a week.
Okay, so more than a week. They know the rules. He practices with the mics. He knows every one of these questions is coming. And yet he couldn't fill the time. Now, I just want to, let's see what the White House is saying. Sources close to the White House are saying he had a cold, wasn't feeling well. I mean, as you would expect, that came out early on in the debate. But what accounts for someone with so much experience doing so much preparation and this being the outcome?
Honestly, I think the question answers itself. He wasn't capable of doing any better than he did.
Boom. Boom.
Ouch. Again, brutal. This is Chris Wallace here. All right, let's keep going, though. This is Chuck Todd.
No, watch
all right.
Mouth.
So here we go. Let's see what, here we go. Chief political analyst.
One of the things was, would either candidate look like the caricature that the other campaign has been trying to paint of him? And at the end of the day, Joe Biden looks like the caricature that conservative media has been painting. And there were no clips tonight, right? This was, you saw it before your eyes. Look, I don't want to just tell you what I think here, Tom. I've been talking to a lot of leaders in the Democratic Party, electeds, coalition leaders. There's a full-on panic about this performance. Yeah. Not like, oh, this is recoverable. It is more of a, okay, he's got to step aside. There's a lot of that chatter. This is about as bad of a performance in order to that Biden could have delivered.
Can't even talk.
If his goal was to try to sort of calm the waters among Democrats. I mean, look, there was, one of the things was would either.
All right, so there you go. So we're going to keep rolling with this here. So keep going. Next one. It doesn't get any better. Now here's the thing. So here we go. Gavin Newsome is one that is not doing this yet, which to my opinion is interesting. Also, it speaks louder to me, the prominent Democrats that aren't speaking. AOC's not saying anything. Nancy Pelosi's not saying anything. Chuck Schumer's not saying anything. It's deafening, their silence right now. But let's listen to what Lucifer has to say.
You were out there getting a chorus of questions about whether Biden should step down. There is panic that has set in. There is panic that has set in among people who have watched this debate, who are Democrats, people who are strategists, and some even inside Democratic campaigns. Yeah. Do you think it's unfounded?
Well, I think it's unhelpful, and I think it's unnecessary. We've got to go in, we've got to keep our heads high, and as I say, we've got to have the back of this president. You don't turn your back because of one performance. What kind of party does that? It's been a masterclass. 15.6 million jobs. That's 8 times more than the last 3 Republican presidents combined. The only thing the last 3 Republican presidents have in common is recessions. Democrats deliver. This president has delivered. We need to deliver for him at this moment. With all due respect, the more time we start having these conversations, go down these rabbit holes, it's unhelpful to our democracy, our fate and future of this country, the world. They need us right now to step up, and that's exactly what I intend to do.
Ooh,
that's
right
the
there,
company line right there. That's the company line.
All right,
100%.
But here's the thing. All right, even though everything he just said was a total lie, he said it in the way a politician is supposed to say
Correct.
it. You command the moment, you command the room, you turn the narrative what you want the narrative to be. Biden can't do that, but it doesn't stop there. I mean, this beat down just keeps going. All right, here we go. Let's watch this.
Political elites and the American people, it'd be nice to see what the voters say.
But I can tell you it started minutes in. It started with the first couple of answers, and it has continued throughout the night from a, oh, my God, oh, my God, oh, my God, to what do we do about this? And it involves very senior people in the Democratic Party, including elected officials, saying we have a problem.
And just to co-sign what John is saying, I mean, the panic that I am hearing from Democrats is not like anything that I have heard in this campaign so far.
Pause. It's not like anything we've heard probably ever.
Well, we've been telling you for months.
The rednecks and the Mexican here have been telling you guys for a long, long time. But either way, let's keep going through this here, and we're going to talk about everything. But I want you to see we're showing you the coup in real time right now. Okay, this is coordinated. Universal language. They're all saying the same thing. My phone. I've talked to so many people. Everybody's saying this. Everybody's saying that.
The Obamas.
Here you go. Play this.
I, too, was on the phone throughout much of the debate with Obama world people, with Democrats, with people who are political operatives, with campaign operatives. My phone really never stopped buzzing throughout. And the universal reaction was somewhere approaching panic. The people who were texting with me were very concerned about President Biden seeming extremely feeble, seeming extremely weak.
Okay, again, we told you guys this. This was going to become the narrative. Oh my gosh, Joe Biden is... I even watched CNN this morning. And again, yes, I was watching CNN this morning because I wanted to see what the left was saying. CNN this morning is now throwing the White House press corps under the bus, basically saying, how dare they keep this from us, how cognitively in decline he was.
Get out of here.
Somebody in the White House press corps needs to be held accountable. These were exact words this morning on CNN.
After last night's performance, I think Joey Reid might as well just bring back the Trump hair.
Might as well.
Might as well just bring it back.
Yeah, or the simple Jack hair, as we like to call it. But either way, but they're now trying to spin it like, oh my gosh, we had no idea how feeble, how in cognitive decline he was, how frail and little and just decrepit Biden looked. Who is responsible for lying to us? Like, that's what CNN is now saying. Literally, I watched it this morning. I've had like 4 hours of sleep max.
Yeah.
I'm on nothing but caffeine right now. I've been watching this crap.
Yep.
And that is what they're saying. They're like, oh my gosh, how could they have lied to us like this? Like, what are we going to do? This is the narrative that's being pushed. But don't worry, we got more stuff going on here. Let's keep going. I want to get through this because we got all the rabbit holes to go down for you guys here. Oh, here's Vivek here, just doing what Vivek does.
I have a rabbit hole.
So. You have a rabbit hole?
I do, but let's get through all this.
All right, let's get through all this stuff.
Well, the reality is, I mean, the discussion beforehand is, were they going to drug him up? I think they gave him a lobotomy instead. And as an American,
statement of the night.
Take the actual Republican Democrat nature out of this. This is frightening. As a citizen of the United States of America, this is the man responsible
100%.
for defending our homeland when we're facing the greatest national security threats we've faced in our history. That's downright frightening regardless of the debate. So did Donald Trump mop the floor tonight? Absolutely he did.
Yes, and to Todd's point, but that's a really low bar. Yeah. And I'm not taking away from...
I could have done it.
I'm not taking away from the master class that President Trump did. I'm just saying... I mean, it was the layup of all layups.
You ain't lying.
I mean, it was that scene. I brought this movie up, The Warrior. Buddy's arms broke in the match, and his other brother's there. Like, come on, man, it's over. It's over. Like, just stop. Just stop. Like, it's over. Don't keep coming out. And he kept coming out, and the other brother has to just keep pounding him, kind of thing. That's what it was last night.
This was the Angels in the Outfield movie. Dude throws the pitch, the angel stops it, and it's just sitting there in the strike zone. That's how simple that was for Donald Trump.
Exactly. All right, let's keep going here. Let's play okay. All right. So this is Van Jones. Me and Van Jones have not had a good relationship over the years. Van Jones hates my guts. I truly believe he would probably, assault me if he saw me in real life. Van Jones is very close to Joe Biden. This is, again, This is what I'm saying. Like, okay, you get the national media all saying the same stuff, and then you get the few people that are actually close to Biden to say more personal things in this regard. Here's Van Jones.
And I think there's a lot of people who are going to want to see him consider taking a different course now. We're still far from our convention, and there is time for this party to figure out a different way forward if he will allow us to do that. But that was not what we needed from Joe Biden, and it's personally painful for a lot of people. It's not just panic, it's pain for what we saw tonight.
The longer clip of that is at the end of it. He says, Joe Biden, I love that man. But he needs to step aside, kind of thing. All right, let's keep going. What's next here? Who is this? Oh, this is them talking about the cold. But like I said, this didn't take. All right, so they tried the cold thing.
Nobody believed this.
This didn't take, but we'll show you what they did say about the cold.
I do want to ask you something. Do you think it was a bit of political malpractice by his staff to announce midway into the debate that he had a cold and not let people know that early on so they could have lowered the bar so people could have been ready for what we saw of Joe Biden in the beginning?
Again, they tried. It did not take at all. Comment in the chat. Do you believe that Joe Biden just had a cold and that's what led to a performance like that? I saw another person say online, they're like, dude, you're the freaking president. I don't care if you got a cold or not. Exactly. Having a cold does not malfunction your brain.
The rest of us in America have to go to work with a cold.
Yeah, that's part of the job.
There are guys right now digging ditches that have a sinus infection or working on your house.
You didn't have the flu. You didn't have food poisoning. You had a little sniff. That was it. You had a little cold. All right. So here we go. Now we're going to zoom in. We're going to show you all this stuff. This is what we're talking about. This is what a coup looks like. Okay. I believe that these were already printed things before the debate was even over. Okay. Wall Street Journal. Biden delivers we're going too fast. Biden delivers unsteady performance in debate with Trump. The resumed Democratic and Republican nominees faced off in Atlanta. Vox. Can Democrats replace Biden as their nominee? Forbes. Biden struggles to allay concerns over his age. USA Today, sense of shock. Democrats melt down over Joe Biden's debate disaster. These are likely Democratic presidential candidates if Biden drops out. This is another one. Live updates. Dems in full panic mode after Biden's stumbling performance, pundits say. Let's go to Politico. Dems freak out over Biden's debate performance. Quote, Biden is toast. That's Politico. Yes, Biden is toast. NBC, babbling and hoarse Biden's debate performance send Democrats into a panic. I'm going to say this really quick. I don't believe they are in a panic. I don't believe that at all. I don't believe the lie that they want you to believe, that they did not see this coming.
I agree with you.
They 100% are not in a panic because this is what they want to happen.
Well, the Democrats who didn't know this was the plan are the ones who are in a panic. The deep state, the people who planned this, it's going exactly as they wanted. From the start, it sounded like that they wanted to replace Joe Biden and they needed
the shadow government running behind the scenes.
Exactly. They needed a real reason to show the world that he's not ready. We want to take him down. And that was their plan. And up until this point, they've been trying to hype Joe Biden. And now they have a real reason to say, okay, we're going to replace them. And their plan can continue and they can put Michelle Obama in place.
Yep. All right. Next, what do we got next on here? Here you go. All right. So this one, to me, it's going to be interesting to see who the first real predominant elected Democrat official is that comes out and says that Joe Biden needs to step aside. But this one right here is the biggest so far. This is Tom Friedman. Okay. A very, very close. He's a New York Times reporter. Very close with Joe Biden. I mean, they're like besties. Yo, they've been besties for a long time. And this was written at 1:57 a.m. And it's just simple. You see it right here. Yeah. New York Times. President Biden is my friend. He must bow out of the race. This is the biggest one so far. Like this is a big deal for Tom Friedman to write this. This is a big deal. Now, do I believe that Tom Friedman is in on it? to get Biden out of there? Absolutely. 100%. He knows about it. He is part of the system to help perpetuate this.
Do we think Biden is in on it and he botched last night on purpose?
No, I don't think he botched on purpose. I think Biden, I truly believe Biden is so gone, he is doing what he's told to do. Comment below. Do you think that Biden is in on it, or do you think that he's just so totally gone that he is literally doing what his handlers are telling him to do? I'm not even sure Biden is aware of how bad it was last night, because I don't think he remembers.
Yep, true.
I don't even think he remembers last night. Here's another thing. Check this out. Biden has three campaign rallies today. Three, starting at 12 o'clock today. He'll be in North Carolina first. He's got 3 events. Donald Trump's in Virginia right now. It is going to be insane to see what happens there. Like what is the response going to be? Are people going to show up? Is Biden going to be okay? I mean, it is going to today. There were clips already. I don't know if we have them in here. There were so many, but people are already saying that conversations are happening right now of what do we do about this? Now, Biden, a spokesman, The Hill is reporting that a spokesman from the White House campaign said Joe Biden is absolutely not dropping out of this race. And everybody's like, oh, Joe Biden's staying in. What do you expect them to say?
Right.
Of course they're going to say that. He's not dropping out of the race until he is. Okay. And it's just like Nikki Haley. Mm-hmm. Everybody knew Nikki Haley is done for. But I'm not. I'm in this thing till the end. No, you're not. You're just in it until it's time for you to step out. Also, I found it interesting. Nikki Haley came out of the shadows last night and made a tweet talking about. Can we try to find her account really quick?
Miss me yet? Or
No,
something like that?
no, that was that. No, those are people that were running a Nikki Haley fan page. Nikki Haley actually made a tweet last night. Can we find it real quick? I found it interesting that Nikki Haley came out of the shadows and just made a tweet. I just want to try to find it really quick. It's something about the contrast between the two or something like that. Mark my words, Biden will not be the Democrat nominee. Republicans, get your guard up. Again, seems like a very insightful thing to say, almost like a couple of rednecks has been saying that for a long time.
Maybe.
Either way.
And the Mexican.
And the Mexican and the Cuban now on here. And so we are becoming a very diverse group here at Dear America.
He would be so proud.
DEI is taking over here on this thing. All right, but Nikki Haley comes out of the but you see what I'm saying? So Nikki Haley comes out of the woodwork. I hadn't seen a tweet from Nikki Haley in a long time, and then boom, she comes out there. Republicans, get your guard up. That's interesting. All right. What else do we got on the clips here from reactions? Oh,
my goodness.
There was one person.
One on an island all by himself.
One person who thought that Joe Biden did an amazing job, and that's Harry Sissy Girl Pants. Let's play
this poor
kid. Poor man that they're probably only paying $1,000 a month to do this stuff. But let's listen to what this moron has to say. Play it.
So the presidential debate between Biden and Trump just concluded, and we learned nothing new. This debate wasn't anything. It doesn't really matter what the candidates are saying on the stage. It matters what they would do as president. Joe Biden would try to restore women's reproductive freedoms, lowering healthcare costs, forgiving student debt, fighting climate change, helping out veterans, investing in infrastructure, creating jobs, all of those things. That's what Biden talked about tonight, and that's what Biden's done as president and what he plans to do when he wins again. Donald Trump, on the other hand, well, he wants to give a big tax break to the wealthy. He wants to further restrict women's reproductive rights. He wants to deny more elections and make sure to pardon himself for his criminal charges and, of course, pardon the January 6th insurrectionists. He wants to get rid of all the policy that lowers health care and get rid of all the policy that fights climate change. That's what Donald Trump has promised to do, and that's what he would do if he wins. So what's the conclusion from the debate? What's the takeaway? Well, the conclusion is you may not love Joe Biden, you may not like him, you may not enjoy voting for him, but he's a lot better than Donald Trump. His policy is a lot more pragmatic. Donald Trump is a bad man who wants to do bad things. That's the conclusion.
The conclusion is that if you do, by some chance, have a girlfriend, she beats you. But either way.
If you wonder why his eyes are really puffy in this video, it's because he spent the last 3 hours crying his eyes out.
All right. What do we? I don't want Keith Olbermann. What's the next one after Keith Olbermann?
Oh, this is Biden being fact-checked.
Oh, yes. It was so bad. CNN actually fact-checked Joe Biden for the first time in his presidency. Play it.
Some of them. He said he's the only president in a while who didn't have any troops dying anywhere in the world. Troops have, of course, died on his watch. He said he's put in a $15 per shot cap on insulin and Medicare. It's a $35 a month cap. He said it's a $200 cap on overall drug spending in Medicare. It's $2,000 a year. He said the border now has fewer crossings than when Trump was in office. That's generally not true. He said, or at least strongly suggested, unemployment was at 15% when he took office. It was actually 6.4. He said Trump wants to get rid of Social Security. Trump doesn't. He said billionaires pay 8.2% in taxes. It's much higher. He said Trump told Americans to inject bleach amid COVID. We know Trump made foolish comments about scientists studying disinfectant injection, but didn't frame it as advice to people. And Biden said the Border Patrol endorsed him. No, its union supported the border bill he supported, never endorsed him himself. In some of them.
I mean,
all that is true.
Wow.
But the fact that they are now admitting on national television that Trump did not say inject yourself with bleach blows me away.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, let's keep going because I want to give people answers here about what the next step is. But first, we got to keep going through this. This is Joe Scarborough this morning. Okay, morning, Joe. Betraying Joe. Joe is flipping on Joe. It's a little long, but I want you guys to listen to this. This happened 2 hours ago.
Thank you for that, Todd.
2 hours ago. Here we go. Play it.
Well, I think I should start by saying,
he's gonna cry.
Without any apologies, that I love Joe Biden and Jill, and I will gladly debate anybody, anytime, any place, anywhere over the issue of whether Joe Biden has been the most effective president in passing bipartisan legislation and expanding
There's a huge
NATO,
but coming at the end of all this stuff.
Responding
this
to
is all lies,
the
but there's a big old but.
Threat coming from China by flexing America's strength around China, by having the strongest economy in the world, bar none, the strongest economy actually relative to the rest of the world in 50, 60, 70 years, the strongest dollar in half a century, the strongest military relative to the rest of the world, I would argue, and many others would argue, since 1945.
All right, it's a bunch of lies, but it's a huge but. Here it comes.
Presidency has been an unqualified success. If, however, you believe, as do I, and as do so many people who watch this program, and who
all 7 of you,
fear just how dark of a place a second Donald Trump term will take America, then I think it's critical that we ask the same questions about this man I love.
Here it comes.
Respect.
Here it comes.
And whose public service in saving this country from Donald Trump over the last 3.5 years I honor and always will. I think we have to ask the same questions of him that we have asked of Donald Trump since 2016, and that is, if he were CEO and he turned in a performance like that,
there it comes.
Would any corporation in America, any Fortune 500 corporation in America, keep him on as CEO?
The answer is no, but again, that's the point. All right, let's keep going. I want to get through all this because then we got to talk about what happens next. So this is a photo or video. Is this video? This is a video. Trump just walks off the stage, and this is Biden having to be helped by his wife, Ginger. Look, another person is like, "Oh my gosh, do you need help?"
This way, Papa.
Look at him.
He's sidestepping.
Yeah, he's sidestepping, bro, because he can't.
Do you know why? Because he probably has leg braces on right now that kept him standing for 90 minutes.
Jill Biden should be arrested for
100%.
elder abuse. All right, well, keep going. We got
after this, Joe Biden should be arrested.
Yes. All right, so here we go.
Horrible.
So first of all, before we even play it, just look at the lettering in the back. It's all like, "Let's go, Joe! Let's go, Joe!" Like you would like a child, right? Like a child that learned how to like hula hoop for the first time. You're like, "Oh, good job, Joe! Good job! Look at you!" But here we go. Play this for Jill Biden. This is pretty rough.
Joe, you did such a great job. You answered every question. You knew all the words.
You answered
every question.
Joe, he's like, I'm such a good boy.
He's like, do I get my ice cream now?
Here's a piece of candy, Joe.
Yay! You answered every question.
This is the greatest.
Okay, well, let's play the clip so people get contrast to this Hawk Tua moment right here from Jill Biden. All right.
Let me ask the crowd, what did Trump do?
Even she doesn't believe that. I promise you, when those cameras went off, she turned and she the whole way up. I can't believe you just embarrassed this family like that. No wonder our son's a drug addict. Look at his father.
No, there's no way she talked to him in that way because she knows that he can't understand.
He's not even looking.
He's actually.
Yeah. He has no idea where he is. None. This is a political career public execution.